Depression, like a fog that descends in over the sea, starts out slowly. It's still kind of clear. You can see to the other side. Then gradually, it becomes thicker and thicker. And one day you wake up and discover you can't see the other side. It's so thick and heavy, the fog sitting on every part of your body, as though they are weights. You feel as though you are dragging yourself through.
So that was a story called The Thick Fog of Depression by Kathy O'Brien. And she depicts her struggle with depression and tries to illustrate it in a way that people can understand. Like everyone's seen a fog, so they can sort of get how it is. Now, depression was one of the topics that we highlighted on, and our topic was mental illness. Our driving question was, how can we prevent the negative outcomes of mental illness in adolescence? And this is what one student had to say when we asked them that question.
I don't think there's any way to really prevent them all, but something that definitely needs to happen is kind of learned ideas that, talking about mental illness needs to happen. And adolescents are very prone to having mental illnesses. Some people are born with them, so parents, it doesn't help when parents are telling their kids that it's just a teenage thing. That doesn't make it any better. We need to talk about it more in schools, like with a more serious attitude about it, because this is something that definitely affects our generation a lot. And I mean, there are lots of kids at ESU who are especially affected because of the stress that this school puts on their students, specifically at ESU.
Risk and protective factors for mental illness, and these are a few of the ones that we found.
One protective factor that we have found is supportive school environment where everyone can feel welcome. A solution for this is to meet with your counselor on a fairly regular basis to make sure that everything is going all right.
Another protective factor is having reasons for living. Some examples of this would be plans for your future, family to support you, and strong friendships.
Having close friends to support you can reduce the severity of mental illnesses.
Another protective factor that we have found is social support, whether that is inside or outside of school.
Having difficulties in school is one of the risk factors we came up with. A solution to school difficulties would be to create tutoring groups for after school. Nicole displaying a negative coping skill. This is one risk factor that we found for mental illnesses.
Is integrate a coping skills unit in wellness classes to help teach positive coping skills to students.
Positive coping skills are physical activities such as running, video games or board games with friends, meditation, sleeping in moderation, reading.
Here we see Mr. Oxley teaching positive coping skills to students.
We had gone around ESU and asked students like us how they cope with stress in their everyday lives, and these were some of their responses.
I procrastinate until I have to do it, then I do it, and then all's good.
I normally just like to, just take a nap. That only brings that much stress.
Usually I'm stressed all the time, so I talk a lot because it kind of gets me out of my head, and also I kind of, do the foot tapping thing to just kind of release some energy, but usually I just kind of talk, and even if it's just nothing, it helps.
Specifically homework stress, I take a little bit at a time and I work ahead so everything is more manageable, because I find that if you front load and get things out of the way that you know are going to stress you out in the future, it helps a lot to release a lot of the stress. You can have more time to relax and do things.
Ever since I'm in color guard, I get really stressful throughout the day. While I'm in color guard practice, I feel unstressed, and also performing is my stressing coping mechanism.
I take time to relax, and I never get ahead of myself. If I'm working myself too hard, I just need to relax.
First, I try to surround myself with the people I love, usually my friends, but if I can't be around friends, like if I have to be at home or something, or if I'm just not with my friends, I generally will look to music and try to listen to my favorite band or artist to try to cheer myself up.
Yeah, I agree with both of those, especially the spending time with the people I care about. I feel like that really can help kind of ease some of that. Also writing, I find, has been a really great release for me, just writing like stories or poetry or whatever I feel.
When someone has a mental illness, they have different ways of coping with it too. They're sometimes the same as coping with stress, listening to music or just talking with people. Mental illness is hard. Like, you can't tell if someone has it or doesn't have it because we can't see it. It's something we can't see with the naked eye, but it will get better. It's not going to be hard forever. It will be better.
Remember, the fog, no matter how thick, never lasts forever, and it comes and goes like a ghost in the night. You never know why it came and can't predict how long it will stay, but if you can hold on, it will pass.